helicopters, police cars, even various organizations posing as AA, NA, SLAA have all been parking around my house in the middle of the night, in the morning. Almost every single move I make has been filmed. Every minute of my life has been documented. When I go to the grocery store, I can tell that the parking lot is filled with at least 20 or 30 of these people filming me every minute of the day. As a result of all this microwave technology being blasted upon me from morning till night, my heart is sunburnt. I have cancer. This cancer is undiagnosable. Every hospital and state authority I go to says, no ma'am, you do not have cancer. If you could see my heart and feel what it feels like, you would know. I am a target. This is not my imagination. I am not making this up. There are scores of people like me being targeted every single day, and this has to stop. I am a tax-paying citizen, and I deserve to be protected by the law, not constantly made fun of. I hear them now. Every single hour of the day they're outside. They're even doing weird things to my dog. I'm fairly certain my dog is no longer even my dog. Doesn't smell like it. Certainly doesn't act like it. I can't pretend to know that I know what's going on. God forbid. 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 God forbid.
The Pyramid Network is installed for the citizens of America. Citizens of America. Citizens of America. Citizens of America. These filthy red tags will be going block to block, house to house. We'll drag you out into the streets. We know who you are and what you've done. The Pyramid Network is installed for the citizens of America. The Pyramid Network The Pyramid Network is installed for the citizens of America. It provides a framework of stability and safety. We know what you know. In an otherwise chaotic landscape of terrorists and criminal perps, that is what we do. We target and assess enemies of law-abiding citizens. These people who we are after are nothing less than obscene architects of malevolence. We are here to do the dirty works that the masses need us to do so they can sleep soundly. We are the shepherds who patrol the shadows. We are the gargoyles hovering above corridors, watching over the flock. We exist to sniff out the wolves. We can dissect their predatory scum. We can dissect their intentions and rewire new patterns of behavior with lethal accuracy. It is an intricate network of receivers and transmitters. It is already integrated into every metropolitan electrical communication system. The voice of God sounds like it is inside the perp's own ears. We serve the law. We are the eye in the sky, and we speak through walls. We rattle skulls with frequency mastering, usually mounted on undisclosed helicopters or light air vehicles. But standard operations require we be as visible and conspicuous as possible. We will force these perps to abandon their agendas of terror. We are the network broadcast, keeping the minds of Americans clean by any and every means. I also get paid very handsomely. I sleep tight. I sleep well at night. I sleep like a baby.
But I am, without a doubt, being followed. Here's some evidence about Tartaria right here. Yes, here we go. Here's where it was predicted that there would be flying machines. That's definitely from Tartaria. Phone numbers. How are they making phone calls in 1583? But this is written in the 1400s. There's some kind of connection here to Tartaria. You need to know about this. Thacker Mountain Radio. Ha! Invented in the 1910s. No. Yes. No. Yes. No. Yes. No. The Mudflats. You need to know about this. The Mudflats. My royal blood. My Slavic blood.
That was the most profound. I was just so completely, like, I was unbelievable. But I had forgotten the most important part of the whole journey. And I went back that day, I was writing everything down, I just couldn't remember. I was like, there was something before I had prostrated him, there was something else that had happened, you know, and I didn't know what it was. And then suddenly, exactly 1 week, and that whole week, I was in this state of rapture, an ecstasy, and just, I was just in, I mean, I was fully here, and I was not, like, psychedelic at all, but I was in this, like, totally, my heart had just exploded open. Everything had blown open. Every atom of my being had just been exploded. And it was just, it was unfathomable. And so, but then exactly 1 week later, Sunday morning, I wake up at 5:30 in the morning, and I remembered what it was that I'd forgotten. It was the whole, like, the most important part of the journey, and it was that as I was laying there, words were coming out of me. I was speaking, or he was speaking through me, and I just remember seeing Francisco over me, the shaman, moving his hands in certain ways, and I was in the kingdom of heaven. I was in the eternal spirit. I was in the one substance that unifies everything. I was in God. I was God. I was all of it. I was the universe. And I remember muttering these words, and I remember saying, it's so amazing. And as it was like the words were like breaths. The words were like waves and breaths of eternal, ineffable experience. And I just remember these flashes of just opening my eyes every time I said something. It was just, he was just there over me. It was this ineffable experience of complete union with God, with everything. And I remember the last thing I said was, I said, I love you forever and ever. Thank you. And as soon as I said thank you, it was just the most soft, just thank you. And as soon as I said that, the candle went out. Everything disappeared. Everything was gone. Everything vanished. There was nothing. It was the end of it all. The end of the universe. Everything had just ended. It was the most beautiful thing. And then that was the transition. And then the moment later, the next thing I remember was sitting up and prostrating to him. But it was the climax is where I met God. I met myself. God, I met myself. God, I met myself. God, I met myself. God, I met.
I've been seeing so many chemtrails these past couple days. They know that I'm in the right location. They've been waiting for me. What am I gonna do about this? There's nothing you can do. You have to accept the chemtrails. But there must be something. Something I could take, something I could put inside myself. Unless it's not about me. Maybe it's not about me. Maybe it's about the mud floods and creating them and controlling them.
There's some kind of connection here to Tartaria.
The mud floods. Creating them and controlling them.
That's what it's about.
Creating them and controlling them.
You think they're putting fluoride in the water? Oh, no. It's so much more intense than that.
Got the money from tourism. They got it from the national park system. That's what's going on. That's why it's so broken. That's what it really comes down to. They're taking all the money. These chemtrails are just here to mutate my royal blood, my Slavic blood. They want to corrupt it. They want to turn me into something I'm not. Damn it! For their own evil agenda. Stop. They're putting nanobites in the water supply. They're in me. I feel them in my veins. They're coursing through me, roto-rooting my arteries so I can live forever, so that I can be a slave, and they'll never have to recreate me. It'll be so efficient. It's a perfect plan.